Hello. What do I call you again? Freaks. Yeah. Okay. Hello. It's been a little while again, but we're back on our crap. Um,
Sorry?
we're back on our crap talking about Doctor
Back
Who.
talking crap
Yeah. Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, okay.
It's the Doctor Who Watch Through review. So we recently watched a story I've not watched before, which is The Web of Fear. This
And
is
I've not watched it either.
yeah, it's kind of obvious with you.
I was
but
going to say, yeah, it's kind of a given. If you haven't watched it, then I definitely haven't watched it.
So yeah, this is the recent special edition that I say recent. It came out like early last year. Or no, probably about. So I'm trying to remember when it came out, but it's more a recent one anyway. So yeah, Web of Fear. This is a special edition with the animated segment instead of the original release that just had the photo reconstruction. So yeah, this is I think it's a 6-part story, isn't it? And this is the second story featuring the Yeti. We've not seen the first one, although that is getting animated, so I'm quite interested in watching that one.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's talk about this one. So this is honestly quintessential when it comes to Patrick Troughton Doctor Who era. It's sort of base under siege. We've got the army hold up underground and the Yeti.
Literally underground in the tube.
Yeah, and the Yeti are attacking from all sides. We've also got more foamy death, although this time it's supposed to be
It's supposed to be like fungus or something, isn't it?
yeah, like web fungus stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think we've watched the episode with foamy death, or we haven't recorded the story with foamy death yet, so that doesn't make sense to people who don't know. In the second Ice Warriors story, it's the attack using foam, basically, isn't it? And we call that foamy death.
Foamy death.
So this we haven't
Foamy
seen this
death
before.
Mark 1.
Yeah, this is Foamy Death Mark 1. So this is very quintessential. It's quite creepy in parts. We also get the introduction of Lethbridge Stewart, although this time he is, I'm trying to remember what rank he is, like Colonel, I think, isn't he?
I think he's Colonel, yeah.
Yeah. It's not unit yet, but this is his first appearance as that character. The actor appears in another, I think, first Doctor story. I can't remember which one it is though. I think it was Dalek Master Plan, something like that. So anyway, this one is really fun. I really enjoyed this. It's a very well-loved story. A lot of people were really excited when this was found. This was found alongside Enemy of the World. And I remember it. I've only, obviously at the time, I'd only watched this one, Enemy of the World, before. And I really loved this one. I really loved Enemy of the World. So yeah, I was excited to see what this one was like. We got the Yeti, the Great Intelligence, and it sounds fun, and it really was. It's a good story. It's well paced, I think.
It is.
There's some really fun character stuff in here. It's quite comedic. I liked, I forget his name, but there was sort of a comic relief character in here, which I enjoyed. Particularly the bit where he gets picked up by the two Yetis. That was quite funny.
Yeah, the Welsh guy.
Yeah. And then it's just a really well done story.
It is really fun.
There's some nice creepy
Victoria
setup.
wears terrible outfit.
Yeah.
That she thinks looks very sophisticated, and I'm just like, what is?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they were going for there, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I really like it. It's a fun story. There's not much to say, to be honest. in terms of the animation, which got criticised a lot when this originally came out,
it was fun. They looked like they were rollerblading.
It did look a lot like they just sort of floated along the floor. It did look like they were rollerblading. There was a particular moment where the
Where they all
doctor
went
goes
out
out
the door.
and it just, they all look like they're rollerblading behind each other. It's quite
like
fun.
Starlight Express.
I will say, I think I really like the animation in terms of it looks a lot smoother and nicer in terms of like the way they move their arms and stuff. Like it gives a bit more of the performance of Troughton, because obviously he's very famous for how he moves and interacts with everything, and I think this gets across that a lot better than the other animation style that we've had, which is the kind of 2D flat looking ones. So, but yeah, it's not the best. I think if they were given more time and more money, it could have been a lot better. I think the worst thing out of this was less the human character models and more the Yeti. They looked kind of awful, because they're really fluffy and cute in the actual story, and then they're just weird. They do look a bit like toy figures, particularly the Yetis. But overall, I didn't mind it. It was fine. It worked well for what it was trying to show. I prefer it to the stills, in my opinion. I know some people prefer the stills, but for me, I liked it.
I'd much prefer something that's moving than stills, to be honest.
I think because, like I say, a lot of Troughton's time specifically, I think it works better if you're talking about Hartnell. But if you're talking about Troughton, then the problem is a lot of it is, there's a lot of quiet scenes. There's a lot of scenes where, you know, he's fiddling about with something, or, you know, someone's quietly coming up upon them or something. Whereas in, obviously, like, a lot of Hartnell's stories, there was a lot more talking, because obviously Hartnell wasn't particularly good at the action stuff. You know, he couldn't really do the action stuff. So, you know, a lot of his performance was through him speaking, which works better if you know, when you've only got, it doesn't work better, but you know, it works fine if you've only got the images. But with Troughton, you need something moving. You need to see what's going on properly, you know. But yeah, I really liked it. There was some creepy moments. There was some funny moments. I like the fact that they don't win at the end. They just sort of, his plan just falls apart because of Jamie rushing in, which is quite fun. You know, there's some great Doctor Who tropes in here.
I like their web guns.
The web guns are fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh no, we didn't manage to blow everything up because it's covered in webs.
Yeah, I like some of the tropes in here. Like, I like the fact that they find a way of controlling the Yeti. They always find a way of controlling the villain, which is always fun. And that was quite fun, especially because they got him using a little microphone, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know, but especially because they get him mixed up as well, and Jamie's like trying to get cool. Come towards me, Yeti!
Yeah, he just doesn't know where the Yeti are. Yeah. And I like it. I like the Great Intelligence as well. That's a fun villain, you know. He just kind of wants more intelligence. He just wants to be even more intelligent than he already is.
It's like, seriously, read a book.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to melt someone's brain for it, you know?
Yeah. So that was fun. It's a fun story. It's, as I say, it's just a well done, very quintessential story. So, you know, if I was going to be like, what is the Patrick Troughton story you need to watch for a first time viewer, I'd probably say like this.
Well, it's a good one to start with because it's so much fun as well.
It is.
So, like,
I'd say either this or the Cyberman, the Tomb of the Cybermen, I think.
Yeah.
Either those two. Because they kind of display what's so great about his Doctor, what his Doctor is like, what his typical story is like.
Yeah.
And it has a great dynamic with him and Jamie as well. I do prefer tomb for companions just because Victoria is better in that one.
Yeah.
She's kind of terrible in this one, if I'm honest. She's not utilised well. She's just sort of, yeah, she kind of goes into the just screaming all the time, crying all the time. It's just not entertaining to watch, if I'm honest. And also, this story does have my major gripe when it comes to a Doctor Who trope, which is the... although it doesn't take very long, you know, it doesn't take up a lot of the story, but the trope of, oh, these new people have arrived. They must be the cause of the problem, when we all know, obviously, it was actually the villains. You know, the Daleks or the Yeti or whatever.
Yeah, they're always trying to imprison the Doctor.
Yeah,
always,
it's not...
Nah, stop doing it!
I just find it kind of a naff trope. I don't like that one. But it doesn't last for very long, so it works okay.
Yeah, because
also
of
this
the Professor.
Also
I like the Professor.
I do as well.
And his is it his daughter?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's his daughter. Yeah.
And she's pretty awesome as well.
She's pretty good.
She's
yeah.
like, you know, scientist, and she like tells.
I loved Dr.
tells-
Travers or whatever his name is.
Who is it? She tells someone where to go, doesn't she? Because like he's like going, you know, he's getting all sneery about her being a scientist.
Yeah. Also, there is the really weird inclusion of the reporter bloke who survives the whole thing, even though he's so hateable. You'd expect him to get killed.
He is, yeah, literally.
He's so punchable. Also, there's kind of that meandering thing of like, oh, who is controlling the Yeti? Like, who's using the Yetis to, you know, there's an insider or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of meanders a bit. It's like they just sort of forget and then go, oh yeah, we need to talk about this for a while, and yeah, okay, whatever. But overall, it's a fun time. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I wouldn't put this in like my favourites. I much prefer Enemy of the World and a few of the other stories from this series, but I did enjoy it. It's a fun story. So yeah.
It is really fun, and it's not, you know, like I say, it's a good one to tell people to watch if they're starting out, because it's fun, and it's, you know, there's no sort of really boring bits or anything to get through.
No, it's all just a good time.
It's
yeah,
pure fun. Yeah.
There's quite a bit of action. There's, you know, tense moments. They split up quite a bit, so you got lots of different things happening with different characters. You got comedic relief. And the Yetis are just really adorable.
You can easily visit the sets as well.
Yeah, exactly. We've visited a lot of those.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy it. It's a good time. It's, again, not one of my favourites. Maybe if I gave it a rewatch at a different time, I might like it more. You know, I seem to find rewatching, particularly the Troughton era, for some reason, has given me a bit more of an appreciation for some of these stories. But yeah, we'll see. I still enjoy it. I think it's a good time. But I wouldn't count this as one of my favourites like a lot of people do. I'm team Enemy of the World, personally, when it comes to these two. So yeah.
Yeah, Enemy of the World is so much fun.
I like it as well because it's just such a nice change of pace from the rest, a lot of the Troughton era. Okay, so the next story we're covering, the next story we've got to watch, we're about to watch it after we recorded this, is Fury from the Deep, which is my most anticipated one, I think. Or one of my most anticipated stories to watch that I have not watched yet. I'm so excited for this one. Ever since I've heard about this one, I've just been really intrigued, excited. So I'm really excited for this one. I hope
fingers crossed for it.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't...
it doesn't disappoint.
Exactly. I don't think it will. It sounds quite creepy, and I'm intrigued to see what happens here. It's also a big one because it's the introduction of the sonic screwdriver.
Oh wow!
This is the first appearance of the Sonic.
Amazing.
And obviously this is
like,
Victoria's
you never
exit
see a Doctor
as well.
without a sonic screwdriver these days, and it's so weird to think, you know.
It took until this. Yeah. But yeah, this is Victoria's exit as well. So we're about to get Zoe. Zoe appears in the next story, although we don't have that because that is real in space. I nearly called it the Wheel in Time. That's not what it's called. So yeah, the next story, once we get to, I think we're on series 6 after this, aren't we? So yeah, once we get to series 6, it'll be my favourite era of the Second Doctor, because it's my favourite companion setup, Doctor and companion setup of this era.
This is amazing though, because this is me going through for the first time ever for most of the stories. So, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a fun journey. So yeah, Fury from the Deep, very excited. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how I feel. All right then.
Yeah, tune in next time.
Yeah, tune in next time. So yeah, do leave us comments.
Comments
about what you think of these
books and magazines.
And what you think of this. Yeah, exactly. Comments about what you think of this story. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you just think it's it's just okay. Also, obviously, in the description we have links to Twitter and podcasts.
Blathering Pod.
Yep. So yeah, you can.
And click the bell.
And like
it.
And then
Like
subscribe.
it.
And
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe.
Exactly. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.